Jai Atmeshwar, Samarpan Yog of the Himalayas, Episode 20. One morning, Gurudev took me down to the river, and when we reached the river, we had a bath and returned to the ashram. On returning, Gurudev cupped his hands together and carried water in it. He wanted to take the water to the ashram and pour it on the Shivling, a phallic symbol of Lord Shiva. But by the time we reached the ashram, all the water had slipped through his fingers. So he returned to the river, bathed there, and carried water in his hands and reached the ashram, and on the way, the water would ebb away. So again he went to the river. I too would go to the river, and when he returned to the ashram, I would also return with him. He did this several times a day, and I could not understand why he was doing it. But I did not have the courage to ask him why he was doing it over and over again. I felt that there must be some purpose behind it, and I would follow him because even an ordinary person can understand that water cannot stay in one's hands for such a long time. So what was the justification to carry water in this way? I did not deem it fit to ask him about it, and gave myself a simple explanation that this must be some process which he is carrying out for my benefit. Gurudev was an auspicious personage, and I was going to benefit a lot at his hands. When there was no place in his life for anything inauspicious, then this incident must also be some auspicious event, some auspicious activity. That is what I thought, and so I followed him to the river and back to the ashram. I did not pay attention to what he was doing. I was happy that I was in the presence of Gurudev because of this activity. During the day, I got a chance to bathe in the clean flowing river. There was a pool of water in the ashram, and because of that, there were very few occasions that we went to the river for bathing. Now, for the past 3 days, this process was being repeated. At the start, I studied this process in minute detail in the hope that I could understand it. But I could not understand anything, and later I stopped paying attention to it. In this whole process, what I liked best was going to the river and bathing, and in the process, I could be with Gurudev. 3 days passed like this, and on the 4th morning, Gurudev again took me to the river and we bathed there. Then he filled his cupped hands with water and said to me, I am also aware that the cup formed with my hands will never be able to hold water for the time it takes us to reach the ashram. By the time we reach the ashram, my hands are completely dry. Thus, there is no question of retaining the water over the return journey. I was just testing your patience to see how much patience there is within you, and I thought you would ask me about this process, but you have passed the test. For the last 3 days, I was performing this strange activity, yet you never asked me what I was doing or whether such a thing was possible. By not asking, you have revealed great patience within you. I am very happy with you. After saying this, he poured the water from his hands back into the river. Gurudev looked very happy at that time, and I asked for permission to wash his feet, which he happily gave. I went nearby and picked some leaves and flowers. Gurudev was sitting on a rock, and I sat on the ground. I brought water from the river and washed his feet. As a result of walking for my test, his feet had also become dusty. I put the dust from his feet on my head and washed his feet until I was satisfied. I applied the juice of the leaves onto his feet and cleaned them, and I also put some crushed leaves on his feet to reduce the heat. There is a continuous process going on through the Guru's body, and that is the process of purifying the disciple's mind. The Guru always absorbs the impurities of the disciple's mind, and due to those impurities, a lot of heat is created in the Guru's body, and the heat can be felt in the soles of the Guru's feet. This happens automatically when he clears the disciple's mind. Therefore, it is the disciple's duty to help his Guru in clearing the heat and faults which have reached the Guru because of him. That is also the reason why during Guru Purnima, the program of Pad Puja, doing puja of the Guru's feet, is held. The Guru has cleansed the disciple's mind throughout the year, and the disciple can never repay the debt, but he performs Pad Puja to express his feelings of gratitude. That is why the Guru's Pad Puja has been given a lot of importance in the spiritual field. This is a type of activity to express one's gratitude. With a similar feeling in my mind, I too performed my Gurudev's Pad Puja on the bank of the river. I felt as if that day was the best day of my life, and time should stop there and then. But such things do not happen. That golden moment also passed. I had picked and brought some wild flowers, which I offered at his lotus feet. I had picked some fruits, which I offered to him and asked for his blessings. Let me be true, Gurudev, to the trust which you have placed in me. I have surrendered this life to you. Let my life pass according to your wishes. Please bless me that from today onwards, you may live through me by accepting me as your medium, so that I may prove to be a pure and holy medium for your thoughts, for your goal, for your project, and for your movement of spiritual revolution. From today, I have no separate existence from you. Let me wipe out myself completely, and only you and you should remain everywhere. On hearing my emotional outpouring, Gurudev felt overwhelmed and said, "The Guru element is a flow of Paramatma's energy which flows continuously, which has come down to earth and which has been flowing from time immemorial. This flow of Guru element existed in the past ages and also exists in the present age and will continue to flow in the future generations too. This flow is a true and everlasting flow. Truth is always immortal, one and the same. This truth has to flow continuously. The Guru element is not a physical body which is perishable. The Guru element is everlasting and keeps changing its medium depending on the situation and the period of time. The Guru element does not choose the medium, but the medium chooses the Guru element. The Guru element is happy to flow through the soul which has acquired a physical body and wishes to wipe out its identity, and through the person who is ready to give up his ego. The Guru element is ready and waiting to flow through the medium which soul with a physical body is ready for it. It wants a soul which has a physical body because it has to manifest in the present. Guru element is that energy of Paramatma which is ever ready to descend to earth, just as the sun is always ready to give its light and keeps giving it equally to everyone. It does not discriminate between anyone. Paramatma also has the same special qualities. He is available for everyone, but someone should be ready to accept him. If we keep the doors and windows of our house closed, there will be darkness in our house. And then we complain to the sun, "You give light to my neighbor and don't give light to our house." What can the sun do? The sun also has its limitations. It cannot break the door and enter your house forcibly. If you want to have light in your house, then open the doors of your house. You will have to open the doors, and when you open the doors, you will find that the sun is waiting at your door. Similarly, the Guru element is also the energy of Paramatma, which is lit up equally for every human. Yes, there is much more light in the house of those people who open their doors and windows. Depending on the extent to which a sadhak wipes out his identity, there is more chance of his becoming a medium of Paramatma. A disciple surrenders himself completely at the Guru's feet. In reality, He is not surrendering at the feet of the Guru's physical body, but to the energy that is flowing through the Guru. Actually, the Guru's feet are only a medium to invite the Guru element, because the Guru slowly moves his feet away and connects the soul to Paramatma. The greatest barrier to the relationship between the soul and Paramatma is the human body. When the ego ends, that is Samarpan, surrender, because as soon as Samarpan takes place, the person becomes empty. He becomes void, and as a result, the Guru element dissolves into him. That is why no Guru is only a physical body. The meaning of Guru is that which is in the physical body, but is not the I of the body. Such a physical body without the I is a Guru. One who is present in the physical body and has become the medium of the Guru element is a Guru. So how can the Guru's body become the Guru? This is why the mediums of Guru element keep on changing, and those who keep on changing are only mediums. What does not change is the Guru element. A Guru cannot exist without the Guru element, but Guru element can exist without a Guru. My complete attention was centered on my Guru's feet, whose light I could also experience inside. I felt as if I was going into Samadhi, trance, and did not want to come out of it. I understood what is meant by happiness on experiencing the joy of that soul. Gurudev continued to speak, and I felt that he spoke after reaching a high level. He was saying, every human being can become a Guru. The human form, the human yoni, is a form from where one can undertake the journey from Nar to Narayan, that is, from man to Paramatma. This human birth is a birth in which any man can become a Guru. Any man can empty himself, and the occasion for that is available to all men. It is available equally to all men, free of charge. This is a special quality of Paramatma. He gives to everyone equally. There is no discrimination of religion or country, and Paramatma bestows it free of charge, because there is no place for social interaction in Paramatma's kingdom. It is also free of charge because Paramatma is priceless, and therefore Paramatma's grace is also priceless. This grace cannot be bought with money. One has to reduce one's ego and make a place for it inside oneself. The more you reduce your ego of I, the more Paramatma will enter within you. I too have become a medium between you and the Guru element. Actually, you were empty and innocent. I was waiting for the time when the spiritual work could begin. A lot of work remains to be achieved. After that work has been completed, your area of work will change completely. No boundaries can delay you because your area of work is in every human's heart, and you will have to reach that point. My Gurudev was behaving as if he had not done anything even after doing everything. I was full of gratitude after staying in the presence of such a Gurudev. He himself was doing everything, and everything was happening due to his grace and compassion, and yet he did not have the feeling that he was the doer. He had merged with Paramatma to such an extent that they did not seem to be separate at all. For me, he was Paramatma. Jai Atmeshwar. We'll conclude today's book reading session over here. Thank you for listening.